Hello, friends and fellow Sudoku lovers. It's nice to be with you again. Today we're going to solve an easy Sudoku puzzle. And acknowledgement to Sudoku Kingdom, where I got the puzzle from. You can check them out. And for all the new viewers of my video, Sudoku is a puzzle wherein we put the numbers 1 to 9 in a row, in a column, or in a large square like this. I call it a large square. It has 9 small squares without duplicating any of the numbers. And the way to solve it is we eliminate the squares in a row, column, or large square wherein we could not put a certain number until 1 or 2 squares remain. And we start by scanning our puzzle, and we look for the most obvious one. So for me, the one I find is this large square here with the number 9. So as you can see, we could not put the 9 here, or we could not put the 9 here. Otherwise, we will be duplicating number 9. So the only square for 9 is here. And following through with 9, we go up to this large square here. So we could not put 9 here because of this one. And we could not put 9 here because of this one. We could not put 9 here because of that one. So the only place for 9 is here. And following through with 9, we go to this large square here. We could not put 9 here because of this one. And we could not put 9 here because of this one. And we could not put 9 here because of this one. So no other place for 9 but here. And by the same method, we go up to this large square here. So we could not put 9 here because of this one, not 9 here because of this one, and not 9 here because of that one. So the only place for 9 is here. Okay. And we start here again with the number 7 here for this large square here. So 7 intercepts these 2 squares here, and 7 could not be placed here. So the only place for 7 is here. And following through with 7, we go to this large square here. So we could not put 7 here. We could not put 7 here. We could not put 7 here because of that one. So the only place for 7 is here. And following through with 7, we go to this large square here, and the only place you can put 7 is not here and not here, but here. Okay, now as we could continue with this large square here, we could see that 1 could not be placed here, and the only place for 1 is this square here. And the 2 missing numbers for this large square is 3 and 8. And we could see that 3 is here intersecting these small squares here. So the only place we could put 3 is here. And of course, we put the 8 here. And now, okay, now we look for other ones. Okay, so following through, or looking at this large square here, we could see that we could not put 4 here because of this one. And we could not put 4 here because of this one. So the only place for 4 is here. And following through with 4, could not put 4 here because of that one. Could not put 4 here because of this one. So we put the 4 here. Now looking at this column here, there's only one missing number. And that number is 8. And that's right, because if we go down here, we could not put the number 8 here because of that one. And we could not put the number 8 here because of this one. So the only place for number 8 is here. So you could see that if we cross here, the only place for 8 is really here. And following through with this large square here, we could see that we could put 1 here. So the only place for 1 is here. And this large square here, there are 2 missing numbers. And the missing numbers are 6 and 2. Same with this column here. So, and since there is number 6 here, we could not put 6 here. 6 here, so we put the 6 here, and we put the 2 here. Okay. Now we go to, let's see. Okay, we go to this large square here. You could see that number 3 is here, so we could not place 3 here. The only place for 3 is here. And the missing number for this large square here is 5 and 2. Since we could not put 5 here because of this one. So we put the 5 here, and we put the 2 here. And finishing up these columns and these rows here and these large squares here, you could see that the missing number for this row here is 1. And the missing number for this row here is 2. And okay, so this the missing number here is 3, 4, and 8. So we could not eliminate it. There's no elimination that we could do yet. So we look for other columns or rows or squares. So I find this large square here, which wherein we could not put the number 8 here because of this one. We could not put the number 8 here because of that one. So there's no place for 8 but here. And for this row here, the 2 missing numbers are 3 and 5. And we could see that 5 is here, so we could not put 5 here, and we put the 5 here, and we put the 3 here. And so this one is 5 and 4, 1. Okay, so we just complete this large square here, and we could see that we could not put 1 here because of this one, and we could not put 1 here because of this one. So the only place for 1 is here. Okay, and finishing this large square here, we could see that the missing numbers are 2 and 6. Since we could not put 2 here, we put the 2 here, and we put the 6 here. And finishing this large square here with locking number 6 and 3, we put the 6 here because we could not put it there. We put the 6 here, and we put the 3 here. Now, finishing up this large square here and these rows here, you could see that we could, the missing numbers for this row here is 2 and 4. So since we have 4 here, we put the 4 here, and we put the 2 here. And the missing numbers for this large square here are 3 and 5. So we have 3 here. We could not put 3 here, so we put the 3 here, and we put the 5 here. Okay. Now for this row, for this column, we could see that there's only 1 missing number, and that is number 1. So we could not put the 1 here because of this one. We could not put the 1 here because of this one. So the only place for 1 is here. And following through with 1, we go to this large square here. We could not put the 1 here because of that one. We could not put 1 here because of that one. We could not put 1 here because of this one. And the only place for 1 is here. Okay. Now, following through with this large square here, we know that we could not put 4 here because of this number 4 here. And we could not put 4 here because of this number 4 here. So we have nowhere to put the 4 but here. Now, following through with this topmost row, and the missing numbers are, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. It's 8, and the missing numbers are 8 and 5. So we could see that we could not put the 8 here because of this one. So we put the 8 here, and of course we place the 5 here. As you can see, it goes to 5, and 5 are here. And the only place we could put 5 is there. And this column here, the only missing number is 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So we put the 6 here. And following through with 6, we go to this large square here. And 6 could not be placed here. So we put the 6 here. And following through with this large square here, the only missing numbers are 2 and 7. So we could not put 2 here because of this one. And same here with this column here. The missing numbers are 2 and 7. So we put the 2 here and we put the 7 here. And finishing this large square here, the missing numbers are 3, 4, and 8. Oh, 3, 7, and 8. So we could see that we could not put the 7 here because of this one. We could not put the 7 here because of this one. So we put the 7 here. And we put the 3 here because of the 3 there, we could not put it here. And the 3 here. And the 8 here. And then going down here to the last large square here. So we could not put 8 here and not put 8 here. So the only place for 8 is here. And we could put the 3 here. We could not put it here because of that one. So we put the 3 here. And the last missing number is 4. So thank you very much for making this Sudoku with me. I hope you enjoyed today. And have a nice day, all of you. We'll see you again next time. Maybe we'll do a medium one. Thank you very much.